How y'all doing today?
Yeah, Sutton, curious how you're settling into Fayetteville and just kind of how the process unfolded for you to land here.
Yeah, it happened, fairly quick, since the portal, started and everything. I got up here on my official visit and then, just fell in love with the place, met some good people, ended up committing on the spot and just, been settling in good. Got with the strength coaches early on. It's been working hard, so everything been going good so far for sure.
It's a lot different than in the past. I know that was your first time to enter the portal, but it's a lot different with the tighter window. How chaotic was that for you, and was there anything else you were really considering?
Yeah, it was real chaotic because I can't remember when it opened, but like the midnight did it open. My phone was kind of blowing up, so my phone was blowing up, so it was pretty chaotic, and so but I ended up getting up here on the official visit first, so yeah.
Pretty diverse group of body types and skill sets at running back. What are your thoughts on the room?
My thoughts on the room are great. I feel like we got a good room. A lot of different guys can bring a lot of different things to the table. We're getting to know each other very well. The first couple practices have been pretty good. So we just go keep building, keep gelling together, and we got a good coach in Coach Yak. And I like the offensive scheme for our running back. So I see some good things happening for sure.
Jaden, Coach Turner said that you had really put a lot of focus into your off season and working on your body and stuff. Just tell us about what you've done and why a stronger focus, I guess, in that area.
Yes, sir. Well, from last year, just noticed that there were times where I was a little out of shape, and things that shouldn't have happened during the season. And I'm really just focused on being healthy and being able to go 8, 12 play drives. During this upcoming season, and just kind of cutting down on the body weight a little bit. Trying to build, get more muscle and lose a little bit of the baby fat I had that he likes to say. But yeah, just diet and then running a little bit more, getting more conditioned for longer drives.
What are your thoughts on the new additions to the room, Adcock and Lockwood?
Great people, great guys, and then great ball players as well. And that's one thing that I see is the versatility among our room. All the guys that we added, they're all bring different strengths to the room, and that's something that we'll definitely benefit from. We'll be able to be in 12 personnel, but we're not doing typical 12 personnel plays. We got guys that can run, and we got guys that can go blow up linebackers, blow up safeties. And so those additions are going to bring great strengths to our offense.
What was the process like for you, Jaden, deciding to stay here, carrying on to the next coaching staff?
Coach Turner staying was a big part of that. He's developed me a lot, and he's really helped me become the tight end I want to be, and he's going to keep helping me kind of become that tight end he wants me to be in whatever this offense wants me to be. But he knows how to keep the room together, and I kind of saw the message with Coach Silverfield and Coach Krams. They really instilled that they wanted me back and they wanted me to play, and not only that, but they wanted me to compete as well. And that's one thing that was very, very important to me, is somewhere I could compete and somewhere I could be not just complacent, but go get after it. And I really appreciate that they wanted to keep me back.
Sutton, your best game last year came against these boys. So you crushed the Arkansas fans before you hopefully make them happy. But now, what do you remember from that game? And that touchdown, that broke it open. I mean, that was the key play.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. It was coming from Memphis, Arkansas was a school we wanted to play, being an SEC opponent. We don't get a lot of those. So we made sure we got up for the big game. And, I know the history of the program, so it was a big game. We was locked in that week, and, it was fun out there. It was good competition. It came down to, I was able to do my thing, get in the end zone a little bit. So, yeah, it was fun. I just remember, I do remember that game, and I'm thankful it happened. I probably wouldn't be here if it didn't, for sure. So thank God for that.
Your thoughts on Braylon? He's lost some weight, and just what you think of him as a competitor?
Yeah, I love Braylon. He's a humble dude. I feel like our styles of play will gel well together, if that makes sense. So I love him. He's a humble dude. We talked through Instagram the first time we was talking. So he reached out to me, so I was happy about that. But we're getting along great, and we're pushing each other every day. Competing, so I'm grateful to be in a room with him for sure.
Going back to that Memphis-Arkansas game, is there any friendly banter among the guys that were here? And guys that came over from Memphis?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that's kind of in the past because, Coach Silverfield over here too. So that's coming in the past. So we kind of just coming all together as one, getting ready for this year. But, yeah, so we don't really talk about that a lot. So we just trying to be here now, and just the time is now. And we just work for it every day and move forward, for sure.
Is it weird, though, like you being a part of that loss and everything, and now Coach Silverfield here and everything?
I wouldn't say it's weird. Like, I think that's one thing that's definitely changed is just the family culture that we have. Is just we're all about working towards, what happened last year should never happen again. And so we're working. It doesn't matter what team, because we've got a lot of guys from different teams, and we're just focused on what team is the Arkansas Razorbacks that we put on the field this year.
What's different, if anything, have you noticed, like with the tight end position, what you're doing in this offense?
I wouldn't necessarily say kind of what's different, but it's more on the tight ends to define what we do. That's one thing that I appreciate about Coach Cramsey is he says he's gonna make his offense be what his best players do, and he's gonna get the ball to the best players. So our position is so fluid where, yeah, we could have some plays where we're at the point of attack in a blocking scheme, but we could also be the point of attack in the passing game. And kind of that's what the spring and fall is for, is, defining our roles. And so that's what Coach Turner has been kind of harping on us, is just go define your role. Whatever you want to do, go do it to your best ability, and Coach Cramsey will put you in the position to do that.
Sutton, I've seen some stuff where you've talked about wearing number 5 and obviously the importance of that number here. Yeah. Did you know anything about Darren McFadden before coming over here?
Yeah.
What did you know about him?
Yeah, of course. I always grew up watching football, and I remember he played on the Cowboys. And, I always knew he went here as well, so I knew it was a legendary number. They kind of retired it, and I'm just honored to be wearing it. It was kind of a number I always wore since my birthday is on the 5th of February, and I know Darius Acuff wore it too, so I'm just glad God put me in a position to do it, and I'm going to just do the things I need to do to honor it and wear it the right way.
You guys been working on the screen game yesterday. See a lot of throws out, swing throws to the running back. How involved are you guys going to be in the passing game?
Oh, we're going to be very involved in the passing game. That's another thing. I think my versatility, it would be good for the offense. I'm able to, run between the tackles, be versatile, catch balls out the backfield, return in the return game. So I feel like that'll just open everything up for the offense, and it'll be a good deal for us. So I'm excited to see how Cramsey use everybody.
I know you're grateful for your time at Memphis, but I am curious,
sure.
like, what are the biggest differences with being there and being here?
Yeah. The biggest differences I would say is just like the resources at hand. I'm a hard worker. I want to, so being able to have the resources like nutrition, that was a big thing for me, to be able to put on the weight. So we have a lot of nutrition here. Just the competition, it's like a lot of depth and a lot of good players at every position. And I felt like I needed that to, take my game to the next level and play in a conference like this, because ultimate goal is the NFL and to win. So I just wanted to be the best version of myself, and I feel like this university allows that for sure.
Curious for you, what's been the biggest differences with, and I know you're grateful also for your time, but the biggest differences from, I guess, how Silverfield does things versus what's in the past, and also maybe it feels like there's maybe more of an investment in football overall.
Yeah, Coach Silverfield's been doing a lot of different things. He's from just holding us accountable, like the little things, kind of harping on what those little things are, just fixing those things that we kind of made some mistakes over, and it's been great. Like, even in the locker room or in the offices, you can see there's lots of changes being made, murals on the wall, and we have no real clocks. We just have a clock that says that now, and basically the time is now. That's what that message means. And so he's made a lot of changes, and they're all for the better.
Sutton, your background in the Memphis offense, how's that helped you? And we've seen you kind of go to the front of drills and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's helped me develop my game for sure. And just being able to be a leader in the running back room and helping guys like Braylon and the younger guys understand the offense more, it's just allowed us to flow better, in practice, in the film room. So, and that also helps me get to know those guys. So, meeting with them outside of practice hours and times we're up here via FaceTime call, all those things. So, that kind of allows me to just help those guys and bring everybody along.
Jane, along those lines, I mean, y'all brought a tight end over from Memphis and Matt Adcock. Just has he helped the tight end room just kind of learn the offense and everything?
Oh yeah, 100%. It kind of reminds me of when I first came here with Andreas. Matt's been real. He's helped all of us learn the offense, and because he's even helped Coach Turner, because Coach Turner is learning the offense as well. But he's been a real foundational piece for us, growing and really getting to know the offense and getting to know what we're supposed to do.
And having been here, since last year, you saw KJ as a backup to Taylor and everything. Now he's competing for the starting job. Kind of how have you seen him progress over the past year?
I'll say in the leadership role, he's really trying to take a hold of the team and make it his team. And while it is a competition, like 100%, he's trying to take a hold of the team and he's trying to put himself in front of the guys. And when we break out of huddles, he's always kind of breaking it down for us and trying to give us a message. And so I'd say that's the biggest role or biggest jump he's made.
Sutton, we've seen KJ a little bit. AJ's a guy we don't really know much about. What should we know about him? What kind of quarterback is he, and how have you seen him progress since last year?
He's a young guy with a big arm. He's a very humble quarterback as well. So I'm excited to see those guys compete. He's a righty, KJ's a lefty, but I seen AJ come in as a freshman at Memphis. Change his body. Get in the playbook. So it's good to see his growth. And even the first couple of days of, spring practice so far, I told him I'm proud of his growth. I'm just ready to see those guys keep growing and competing. I love both those guys for sure.
You know how many clocks? No clocks?
We got about 8 clocks that say the time is now. So it's obviously we have a few clocks that say the real time on them, but just the symbolism of the clocks, meaning the time is now. There is no time to waste, and that's something that's one of Coach Silverwood's biggest. We have a kind of meaning for all in, and the end means now. Everything needs to be done now, and so the urgency, that's an importance in our program.
It's like a digital clock or what?
No, it's a literal clock. Yeah, a little circular clock with hands, but the hands don't matter because all that it says is now. So. It's pretty nice. It's one of my favorites.
Did he do that at Memphis?
Yeah, for sure. He did.
Same thing?
He did, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Jasper Parker coming in. Your thoughts on him and his potential.
He was a highly touted guy in high school. He was like a 4 or 5 star coming out of high school, and ever since meeting him, we've been hitting it off as well too. He's a hard worker as well. In the weight room, during the practice field, he's off the field as well, and he's a good student as well, so I'm excited to see him do his thing. I feel like he can help us out this year, so it's good to have him in the room. And he looked pretty fast, pretty quick. He can catch the ball as well, so I feel like he'll be good in this conference, especially coming from the Big Ten. He had a good freshman year too, so yeah.
Sutton, I heard you mention Darius Acuff earlier.
Yeah.
I know you haven't been here long, but what have you thought about the basketball team? They're starting the NCAA tournament tomorrow, and I think Coach Cal spoke with you with the team earlier this year.
Yeah, so on my official visit, that was actually my first college basketball game I went to. I think they played Tennessee, and I was just like, yeah, it's different here for sure. The atmosphere was crazy. But, yeah, Darius Acuff a pro. I feel like he deserved to be a top 5 pick. And, speaking to Cal was good. I took a lot from it. And, he's just greatness at the end of the day. And, good luck to those guys in the tournament.
Appreciate you, fellas. Great job.
Sure.
Yeah.